I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Land acknowledgement, I'd like to ask Ms. Pierce.
We acknowledge that our district is on the ancestral land of the Cahuilla people, with whom we have a long-standing partnership. We are grateful for the opportunity to prepare future generations, teaching them to respect and contribute to their community, and to continue the stewardship exemplified by the Cahuilla people.
Thank you. Roll call will reflect that all board members as well as cabinet and superintendent are present. Approval of the minutes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes for the regular meeting of June 10th, 2025?
Porras.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, calls for the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. Board meeting addenda, Dr. May-Volmar?
There are none this evening.
Thank you. Approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda of the regular meeting of June 24th, 2025?
Second, Duran.
Mr. Alvarez and second, Mr. Duran. Any discussion? Hearing none, calls for the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. Community, staff, and student recognition. Dr. May-Volmar.
Turn it over to our public information officer. Tamara will be making her way to the podium.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone, board members, cabinet colleagues, and our guests tonight. I'm very happy to be here to help celebrate somebody we all know and who is very, very special. Before we jump in, though, just a quick reminder, after you receive your award, please return to your seat so that we can hear the board's comments about your recognition. And then once we wrap up, I'll meet you in the lobby for a quick photo opportunity. Now on to the very best part. It's an honor to welcome Greg Peck with the Department of Defense's Employer Support of the Guard and Reserve. He's here to present the Patriot Award to none other than La Quinta Middle School's amazing principal, Kristen Wood.
Yes, good evening. Again, my name is Greg Peck. I'm a volunteer with the Department of Defense's organization called the Employer Support of the Guard and Reserve. It's part of the, as I said, part of the Department of Defense, and it's part of the personnel department in the DOD. We have actually 3 missions. The first mission is to go out and talk to employers and reservists about their rights and responsibilities under a law called USERRA. USERRA is, again, the law that talks about employment, re-employment rights, and also the responsibilities of the service member towards their employer. The other one is that if there is any kind of disagreement between a service member and their employer, we have a well-trained staff that goes out and performs mitigation. We don't take sides. We listen to what the complaint is or what the problem is, and based on that, we then give a recommendation. If it still is not resolved, it then gets referred up to the Department of Labor and the lawyers at the Department of Labor. But the most important thing, the thing I like the most about my volunteer service, is recognizing employers that have gone out of their way to support reservists. And this evening, again, it's my pleasure to present. First time we've met?
Yes.
First time that we've met, I have an award for Kristen. It's called, stay there. It's called the Patriot Award, and it's in recognition of her support for Jared Goldman. Jared Goldman, Captain, United States Army, who is currently deployed. All right. He and I have been in contact, emails back and forth to talk about this presentation. Is Mrs. Goldman here? And usually I have a speech to go through to talk about what Kristen has done to support, but this one's different. I received a letter from Captain Goldman, and he wanted me to actually read this, if I could, please. He says, I would like to thank Kristen for her support, understanding, and prayers as I go forward to answer the call of our great nation. As a fellow service member imparted to me, in our daily lives, it is sometimes hard to remember our greater purpose. Our country is only possible because of the neighbors willing to leave their homes and answer a call of service. Teachers, students, shopkeepers, firefighters, and policemen. All of them, like myself, are leaving their families and careers to support our nation in the Middle East. So again, we did do some conversations. Of course, I asked him, I'm a retired Army, so I had to talk Army talk, and where are you, what is your mission, etc. And he said that his specific mission is classified. But Jared did disclose that he's going to be required to travel in CENTCOM. CENTCOM is Central Command, and if you watch CNN or anything on the news, you know where CENTCOM is. Specifically where he's at, he said he's moving around. Whatever his mission is to support the CENTCOM and the operation they have. Mostly, we see a lot of stuff on the news, but mostly it's peacekeeping, going out there and working with the citizens of the countries that he's in, helping them with their infrastructure and that type of thing. But again, I would like to quote some more of what he sent to me. Just as my role as an administrator requires that I keep students and staff safe, I now go forward with the same focus and commitment for the soldiers that I am responsible for. Throughout this process, I have been deeply grateful for the support and professionalism of the school district, the board, and especially Mrs. Wood. I would also like to thank my beautiful wife, Desiree, for being here tonight in my stead. For without her unwavering love, dedication, and commitment, this call would not be met. I look forward to returning home to my family and to La Quinta Middle School. God bless our great nation. Signed, Jared Goldman, Captain, United States Army. Thank you.
Well, if that doesn't bring a tear to your eye or give you goosebumps, I don't know what will. And we thank Mr. Peck so much for being here. Congratulations to Principal Wood. And of course, we extend our deepest gratitude to Captain Goldman for his service. Thank you all.
Introduction of new or recently promoted employees. Dr. Mabelmar.
Yeah, I'll turn it over to Dr. Hyde.
Second, I lost my spot here. Okay, first thing I'd like to do is ask Erica Berrigan, our new executive specialist in the superintendent's office, to come up to the dais, please. Welcome. Just a little bit about Erica. She earned her Bachelor's of Arts degree in Human Resources Management from Ashford University and is currently pursuing a master's degree in Project Management from Chaplin College of Vermont. Erica has held key executive support roles across education, including most recently serving as the executive assistant to the superintendent and Board of Education in Palm Springs Unified, where she was recognized as the 2025 Riverside County Confidential Employee of the Year. Erica would like to acknowledge her husband, Luis, her rock, her two sons, and her parents who have always supported her. Erica, welcome. Please introduce any guests you might have and say a few brief words.
Well, I was told I have 20 minutes for this. So my husband is here. My kids couldn't make it. They're at Hobley Park. practicing. But thank you for being here, and thank you for always supporting me and everything. I want to thank the Board of Education, Dr. Mae Volmer. It's a pleasure, and Executive Cabinet. I'm excited to be a part of this organization. I want to thank Adriana, too. I look forward to this work, and I'm so excited to be here and be a part of Desert Sands.
Okay, I'd like to ask Ashley Bautista, a new mental health therapist associate, to come to the dais, please. Ashley earned her Bachelor's of Arts degree in psychology from the University of California at Riverside and her Master of Arts degree in marriage and family therapy and professional clinical counseling from the University of Massachusetts Global. Ashley's previous work experience as a local sexual assault crisis center sparked her passion for supporting youth in school settings. In that role, she partnered with local school districts to provide prevention education and facilitated workshops focused on awareness and safety for students and families. She recently completed a 2-year internship with the Desert Sands Unified School District as a school-based mental health therapist intern. Ashley would like to extend her deepest gratitude to her parents, her husband, family, friends, co-workers, and her fur baby, Bruno, as well as her clinical supervisors and the mental health manager. Ashley, welcome to Desert Sands. Please introduce any guests you might have and say a few words.
Perfect, thank you. So here today I have my mom, my dad, my husband, my cousin Bella, and Miss Suanne, who's my boss. So I actually wrote my message because I know sometimes I can kind of rant. So I wanted to write it down. And it'll be brief. I just want to say good evening, everyone. It's a true honor to be here tonight and stand alongside such inspiring leaders. And stepping into a role I know was meant for me. I'm deeply grateful for this opportunity and for those who've helped shape my journey. To the incredible women who've supported my growth, thank you. Sarah, my former boss, for challenging me and giving me the creative space to grow. Yadira, my first clinical supervisor, for introducing me to the world of school-based therapy and for guiding me in moments of doubt. Elena, my current supervisor, for sharing her love for teaching, nurturing my development, and helping me grow clinically. And to Ms. Suanne, thank you for believing in me and for showing me through your own example what it means to be a compassionate and impactful leader. I hope to follow in your steps one day. To my friends and coworkers, thank you for being constant supporters. To my good friend Ayeli, thank you for being my person through this transition into adulting. To my family, thank you for your unwavering love. To my cousin Bella, thank you for your patience, your support, and tutoring me, for celebrating every milestone, and for being my best friend. To my siblings, thank you for leading by example, showing me the value of education, and inspiring me every step of the way. To my husband, thank you for being my other half, for taking on more just to make sure I was okay, for pulling all-nighters with me, for standing by me through it all, and always believing in me. And finally, my mom and dad. Your sacrifices, love, and guidance made this possible. I'm here because of you, and I'm just so incredibly thankful for the both of you. Thank you all, and for being part of this special moment. Yeah. Thank you.
Comments, Ms. Pierce?
Well, I want to acknowledge Principal Woods for her award from the Department of Defense. My dad was 32-year Army, so I really respect the service of our captain. And also, I saw the big event that was held at La Quinta Middle. I wish I could have attended. It was wonderful for the students to take part and the staff to give him a farewell and acknowledge his service. Also, a welcome to Erica and for her new job, and we'll be seeing a lot of her. And Ashley, also in your new job, congratulations. I just wanted to say during the last couple weeks, we only had one event that I went to, which was my first time attending the CV adult graduation last Wednesday. I had never been. It's at Fantasy Springs, and there was about 500 graduates on the list. Not quite that many attended, but it was wonderful to see from Coachella District, Palm Springs, and Desert Sands, I believe, all three districts. The age range from like right out of high school, finishing their graduation requirements, all the way up to somebody was 70-something or 80. Just that they actually reached a goal that they'd had in mind and were able to do that, and just the looks on everyone's faces, it was a really good occasion. Big family attendance to support them. And then a side note, I'm also involved with the Find Food Bank, and yesterday at our board meeting, we were able to award in the Youth Advisory Council, it's a leadership group that we have students from different high schools participate in, and we were able to award $30,000 in scholarships to the students, I always want to say kids, that were in that advisory council for 1 or 2 years. So if they were in it 1 year, they got a $2,000 scholarship towards their school, and 2 years they got a $4,000 scholarship. And they did capstone projects that involved doing surveys with peers and community, interviews with them, making people aware of food insecurity and what resources are out there for people to get, being that Find Food Bank is the regional one for the area. So it was so good to look at their projects and hear them speak, and that they valued so much being given the opportunity to have that leadership and growth. So I just wanted to acknowledge them because they were from Indio High, had a couple, La Quinta had a couple, Rancho Mirage did, and Palm Springs. So those kids really did a great job. I just wanted to let them know. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Just wanted to acknowledge our summer school staff that's, definitely been working hard to support our students during this time, during this warm time. But really just appreciate them taking the time to support our community. And additionally, can't help but notice the appreciation for not only Captain Jared Goldman and his wife, the sacrifices you guys are making personally, but the support provided by Principal Wood. So thank you so much for that support, as it really is a difficult time for families. We just want to say thank you so much for both the support and for the sacrifices, the personal sacrifices you guys are making. So when you talk to them next, if you could give them our best on our behalf. Thank you, ma'am, for doing that. And Ashley, welcome, Ashley. Mental health is definitely a top priority for the district, and the support we get from your team as a whole is sorely needed and quite utilized this past year on many occasions through emergencies, and that is the type of services that we are proud of to support our not only our students but our staff as well, and you're a big part of that now. So thank you for taking on that challenge. And just want to say to everyone else out there, just enjoy the summer when you get a break. I know you guys are going to have to take your time soon, and I wish you the best and find some time to relax. Thank you, sir, for coming out and acknowledging our team, and we thank you for that.
Okay. Well, I'm not surprised, Kristen, that you got this award, because you're amazing. You're an amazing principal and just a good-hearted person, just deep down. Anyway, congratulations for this award. And yeah, I'm going to try not to cry here. So, but yeah, your husband, Captain Jared Goldman, we just really appreciate his sacrifice, and yours as well, because it's got to be difficult for you to say goodbye to him, and I appreciate your sacrifice as well. And let's see, Erica, we're super excited for you to be here. We've been waiting for you, and I know we're going to get to know you even better, so good luck, and I know you're going to do great. And Ashley, this is a calling, and I think it's awesome that you have your whole family here supporting you, and so I can see why you are the person you are, because of the support that you have. So good luck in your job, and I know you're going to do very well. I just have one more thing. I also attended the CV Adult Ed graduation with President Watson and Trustee Pierce, and I just want to say every single student that we shook their hand, it was a very strong handshake. Some of them had tears in their eyes, and it was such a great graduation to go to. I mean, I always love all the graduations anyway, But this one was really super special because these people like really wanted it. They were there, and you knew that this was so important to them, because I didn't even realize that there was one that was there was 75 years old. But anyway, that was pretty amazing. So congratulations to those students. And I just want to make one more acknowledgement and congratulate our very own Dr. Mae Vollmer for making the list for the DA 100 2025, which is the leading innovators who comprise district administration second DA 100 influencers that represent the most important voices in K-12 education. Whether they're based in a classroom, central office, or business headquarters, they all have one thing in common. They are laser focused on improving outcomes for students across the country and around the world. And that's exactly what Dr. Keller Mae Vollmer does for our district. And so congratulations. I just want to give you a shout out. So thank you.
Well, good evening. Good evening, everyone, and welcome again to another school board meeting here this evening. I wanted to congratulate all the recently promoted employees that are here with us this evening. Erica Barragan, especially also Ashley Batista, who's in the mental health field, and we know that that's a very growing field, it seems, every day, and to our new principal, Joshua Ostad from Palm Desert Charter. But anyway, also, too, I want to send out a little special recognition to Ms. Goldman there, and to your husband who's serving, I take it, overseas also too. So I was a little bit in that boat too. I was a spouse of someone who was overseas during the time, so I kind of know a little bit about how you're feeling. But please send him our regards, and I know how important it is to stay in communication with people like that, but to let him know that the entire district. And I want to thank Ms. Wood over there, because she has that special eye to see those little things that make the difference and would connect us all and make us sparkle and shine. So again, my deepest gratitude and sincere appreciation for the service he has committed himself to protecting our nation and our community, and thank him for us, please. And then to everybody else on the board, did I miss anything? I wanted to say about the graduation. That was the second time I've been to the adult ed graduation, and I was very proud of my peers that came out this time, all of them, and I know they make every one that they can. It is a different graduation. If you ever get a chance to go, it is free. Don't take up too many seats because it is packed, but it is amazing to watch people graduate that are from various, not only ages, but stages of life and what they've gone through, and it's there at the Fantasy Springs, generally the third week in June each year. And I have never been so moved or touched, and I was definitely more moved and touched to see that there was at least a lot more support coming from the boards. I know in the past they would always say they'd be lucky if they got one board member out of 3 districts, and I think it's shoes falling on the other foot. But if you know somebody, I just want to make that little plug that it never maybe got their graduation diploma, and it's possible here in the district, and we can help them. So please, and thank you everybody for coming out this evening. I know it's a sacrifice, a little bit of your time to come out, what's happening in the community, and we appreciate the support. Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations, Ashley, and welcome, Erica. We look forward to working with you. I too want to thank Kristen. I think you do an amazing job at making all of your employees feel welcome and connected, and you have a true community over there. So I thank you for what you do for your staff. And to Mrs. Goldman, thank you for being here on his behalf, and I thank your husband for his service.
Well, good evening, everyone. I just want to reiterate a little bit of what everyone else already said. Kristen, amazing job as always. You and your whole staff do such a great job, but incredible leadership on your part. We appreciate you. I think she was surprised this evening. I think she was told she was coming to see her husband get an award, and obviously that was not the case. So nice to see that you were a little bit surprised there. But very excited to have Erica and Ashley on board. Erica, welcome, especially as you'll be working in our office. And I have to take this opportunity to give a public shout out to Adriana as well. She has done quite an amazing job carrying a heavy load over the past few weeks, and I just want you to know how much we appreciate you and how thankful we are for you stepping in and helping out in the way that you have. You've done an incredible job, so thank you. Yep. Also, just want to say it's really nice to have you here this evening. Definitely thankful for your husband and for his service, and just want you to know that you're part of our Desert Sands family, so anything that you need, we're here for you while he's away, so thank you for being here.
At this time, I'd like to give everyone that came for recognition the opportunity to go and celebrate with your family and friends unless you're planning on staying for the remainder of the meeting. Public comment on open session items. Communications from the floor in accordance with the bylaws of the board, number 9323. Time is reserved for oral communication by members of the Board of Education or by citizens. Citizens wishing to be heard on agenda items, regular or special meetings, and or non-agenda items within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board, regular meetings only, shall have a 3-minute limit. A total of 20 minutes will be reserved for public comment on each item. The board president, with the concurrence of the board, may extend this time if deemed appropriate due to the number of citizens who wish to speak on an item. In accordance with the law, the board cannot take action on any matter not appearing on the agenda as indicated in bylaws of the board, number 9232.2. Individual speakers shall be allowed a 3-minute limit to address the board on each agenda, regular or special meeting, and or non-agenda items, regular meeting. The board shall limit the total time for public input on each item to 20 minutes. Please be advised that there is a possibility that some of the items discussed during public comment will not be developmentally appropriate for minors. We ask that parents use their discretion when choosing to remain in the boardroom during public comment. If you choose to leave the room, you may wait in the overflow location at the end of the hallway, and you'll be notified when public comments have concluded. There are no online public comments, and I'm going to ask technology if they can turn off the microphone at the 3-minute limit. Thank you. First is Jillian Ellison.
Okay, do I begin? Yeah. Okay. Good evening. My name is Jillian Ellison. I'm here as a mother, a mental health therapist, and a witness to the harm this district has already caused my son, Blake. Let me take you to the moment it happened, not just the injury, but the moment I knew something was wrong. I was in session with a client, ironically a special education teacher, when a number flashed on my phone. No name, no school ID, just a string of digits like the dozens of spam calls I get every week. I ignored it. I was working. But then a coworker called again and again, and I picked up, thinking something happened at our facility. Instead, I heard, "Don't panic, but your son fell. They called 911. You need to get over there now." In that moment, I wasn't a therapist. I was a mother in panic, racing to the school with no answers, only fear. And when I arrived, I found my son bloodied from head to toe. His mouth was torn open. He was strapped to a stretcher while staff stood frozen in silence. That image does not leave, but here's what hurts even more. I warned you. On May 7th, I filed a formal report. I raised the alarm in his IEP. I asked for a trained one-on-one aid, and instead of action, I got confirmation of everything I feared. So no, I will not sign that IEP while you withhold who is responsible for my son's care. I am not asking for charity. I'm asserting his rights. 34 CFR section 300.156 says personnel must be trained. California Education Code sections 56342 and 56345 say services must match need. Section 504 and the ADA say you cannot deny access through unsafe or unqualified support. And still, even now, with the 911 call and permanent dental trauma, this district won't confirm if his aid is credentialed. You even wrote in the IEP that asking for proof would be discriminatory. Let's not pretend this is about paperwork. Let's name what's actually happening. They won't confirm because they can't. And when silence replaces proof, the lie is no longer hidden, it's revealed. Let me be clear, it's not discriminatory to ask who is caring for my disabled child. It is lawful, it is reasonable, and it is long
overdue. You may be tired of hearing from me, but I will not stop until my son is safe, because this isn't about paperwork, it's about a mother who will never leave her child unprotected again. And let me say this clearly, my son could have died that day. Every day that he is left in the care of someone unqualified to keep him safe, that possibility is reinforced. Denying him full day support after multiple injuries places his health, safety, and emotional well-being at continued risk. The pattern of neglect is no longer speculation, it's documented, and it's inexcusable. This time I know the law and I'm not alone, so whether you vote yes or no tonight is beside the point. The laws I cited already exist, they're not optional, they're being broken. And the fact that a working parent had to learn all of this just to secure basic safety for her child should be the loudest alarm in this room. If this is what it takes for one child to be seen, how many others are being failed? This resolution is not just about my son, it's a mirror, and I hope other families use it as leverage. Place your vote, but let the record show I was here, I went to these links to be heard. I made sure the truth got in the room, because now the room you are in has already changed.
Brenda Hawley.
I'm Brenda Hawley, and I'm giving my time to Sierra.
You could put 6 minutes. 6 minutes.
Okay, so during the discussion of the proposed Title IX resolution, the board president mentioned that community members had reached out with concerns. I'd like to respectfully ask for transparency around that claim. Under the Brown Act and district bylaws, the public has the right to acknowledge know what specific concerns are being raised, by whom, and how those concerns are being shared with trustees. If there are documents concerning about fairness in girls' sports, they should be part of public record, not discussed in private or informal channels. Without clear documentation of these concerns, it's hard to tell if this resolution reflects actual needs in our school or a political agenda being advanced by a small number of individuals. I respectfully request the board to ensure that future claims about community input are backed by emails, reports, or agenda items the public can review, especially because I came up here multiple times and spoke about the same topic, as well as Brenda has as well, and not once has any of our topics been made it to an agenda item ever. So you also mentioned that you're not here to be the loudest voice, but as the president of the board, you actually are the loudest voice in the room. And with that title comes power and responsibility to ensure that Title VI protections are enforced equally for all students, the same way you're asking for Title IX protections, not just for those who look like your daughter. It's not enough to say you're here as a mother. I'm here as a mother also. But I've also come here time and time again to report real, ongoing racial discrimination that has harmed my children and many others. What concerns me most is not how loud someone is, it's what they choose to amplify with their voice and their position. You say your priority is student safety, but safety also means protection from racism, harassment, and trauma, especially when it's rooted in race. Yet students, especially Black students and brown students, are being called racial slurs, suspended unfairly, and gaslit about their experiences. And I've been gaslit as a parent as well. That is what those are Title VI violations. Where is the public commitment to investigating those injustices? We're here having debates over theoretical fears about who might play what sport, while the real documented experiences of racial discrimination in this district are being minimized, denied, or ignored. If we're serious about making every student feel safe, supported, and respected in every setting, we must start with the students that are already being harmed. You hold the mic, you set the tone, and when you use your voice to protect your own child over something hypothetical, but stay silent on the trauma happening to students of color, especially when that trauma has been brought to you directly, it sends a message about whose pain is prioritized and whose pain is dismissed. So I'm asking you directly, when will you use your title, your voice, and your influence to advocate for Title VI resolution that acknowledges the harm of students of color are facing in the district and combats real problems, and it commits to real accountable change? Because if you can organize a resolution based upon hypotheticals, you can absolutely do the same for the very real harms happening right now under your leadership. You reference Redland's passing resolution about transgender athlete in women's sports, but let's be real, that same district also passed resolution addressing the hate speech and racism. You didn't take the time to reach out and ask how they came to that conclusion. You didn't even ask how they responded to racial trauma, how they supported students of color, or how they addressed Title VI violations. I personally feel that you took this position to help students who look like you, not students who look like me or any other minority. You're using this position to protect your own kids, not to serve all students in the district. And honestly, I shouldn't even say you were selected, you ran unopposed. So your silence on real issues is even harder to accept. You only make calls when it affects you. That's not leadership, that's a privilege that you get to sit up there and have. So what that shows me is in order for me to get a resolution, I have to get a seat on this board. So you're showing us exactly who gets protected. When it's hypothetical issue, it fits your comfort zone, you act fast. But when it's real, when it involves pain, trauma, and civil rights of Black and brown students, you disappear. And to the rest of the board, your silence speaks volumes too. You guys have never said anything, ever. I've emailed every last one of you. I've had closed sessions with everybody up here. I've had closed sessions with people in this room also. Not once has anything I've ever brought up with well-documented proof ever done something about. None of you guys, not a phone call, not an email back, nothing. And the same thing for Brenda too. So to challenge and balance, to even acknowledge the harm is being done makes you just as complicit. You're a part of the problem. This isn't about protecting students, it's about protecting the comfort, the image, and control at the expense of the very kids you're supposed to be serving. As you said, Board President, I believe that if more districts adopt resolutions that strongly affirm Title VI, that we may begin to see more meaningful progress. So how about we do the same for Title IX? How about we do the same for Title VI? Let's adopt a resolution that clearly affirms our commitment to combat hate speech and racism in our district, because the first reading of revised board policy 5145.9, students hate motivated behavior, is not the same as a resolution addressing hate speech and racism. Real progress requires action, not just procedure steps. And last but not least, your daughter has an option not to play sports. My kids don't have the option to show up Black. It's not the same.
Information, disposal of surplus property, report per resolution number 01/2024-2025. Staff conference items, Dr. May Volmar.
I'll turn it over to Mr. Aquino.
I'd like to introduce Kathleen Boylan. She is our committee chair for the Bond Oversight Committee for Measures KK and Measure A.
Thank you, Mr. Aquino. Thank you and good evening, Board President and board members. I'm here as the chair and member of the Citizens Oversight Committee to present the 2023 to 2024 annual report in accordance to our bylaws. Just as a quick review, Measure KK was an approved $225 million bond measure in 2014 that would allow its funds to be used to build a new elementary school, modernize a number of schools across the district, invest in technology, and fund other projects to make our schools safer and more efficient. The objective of our committee is to ensure that those bond funds are spent as specified per the Measure KK proposition in the 2014 election. Measure KK includes 3 series of bond sales. The bond proceeds were allocated to specific projects and broken down into 3 phases. Each year, our committee updates you on the progress of the work, as we work through these phases of completion, and we have previously reported phases 1 and 2A and 2B. This year's report includes the final bond series and the final series of projects associated with it, or what we are calling phase 3. Highlighted in the beginning of the report, along with photos of the progress, are the phase 3 modernization projects. These include Truman Elementary and Carter Elementary, and the modernization and conversion of Adams Early Childhood Learning Center, which was just in the design phase for this report. Toward the back of the annual report, we once again illustrate the financial report breakdown of the program as a whole, as well as display the percent of budgets completed by phase and by project. As you can see, construction is completed on most of these projects. The final project is Adams Early Childhood Learning Center, and this project will conclude the Measure KK bond program. I thought it would be prudent at this point to mention that in future reports, we will be including the projects from Measure A, but for this report, the time period did not include those projects yet. Measure A, of course, passed in March of 2024 and will continue the repairs, upgrades, and new construction for even more of the district schools. So back to Measure KK. Throughout the process, our Oversight Committee is regularly updated on the progress of projects and their budgets by Mr. Jordan Aquino and district staff, Mr. Patrick Cisneros. As our primary function, our committee works to confirm the due diligence of the district throughout the process. Additionally, in compliance with the requirements of Proposition 39, an independent audit of financial records of the bond program was also completed. Our committee was recently presented with the auditor's report by the CPA firm Eide Bailey. We are happy to report that the district received yet another clean audit, meaning the district conformed to the accounting principles and expended funds only for the specific projects approved by the voters. In conclusion, we, the Citizens Oversight Committee, are confident that taxpayers' money is being put to good use as Measure KK was intended, and our schools are benefiting from it. Thank you. Are there any questions?
Any questions?
No, thank you for this excellent report and all your hard work of the committee to present this and do the work. Thanks.
Else? No? Thank you. Okay, public hearing, we have none. General functions, business services, there are 12 items in general functions, business services. Item 18.3 is a resolution requiring a roll call vote. Is there a motion to take items 18.1 to 18.2 and 18.4 to 18.12 as a group or individually?
Horace.
As a group?
Group.
Is there a second?
Second, Duran.
Any discussion? Hearing none, calls for the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. Is there a motion for item 18.3?
Move approval, Duran.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call vote, Ms. Pierce?
Aye.
Mr. Alvarez? Ms. Porras?
Aye.
Mr. Duran?
Aye.
And I'm an aye. Motion carries 5-0. General functions, educational services. There are 10 items in general functions, educational services. Is there a motion to take these as a group or individually?
Group.
Second that.
So Porras first,
Porras,
Duran second.
Yeah.
Any discussion? Hearing none, calls for the question. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. General functions, personnel services. There are 3 items in general functions, personnel services. Is there a motion to take these as a group or individually?
Take them as a group, Horace.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, calls for the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. General functions, student support services. There are none. General functions, superintendent. There are none. Consent items, student matters. Dr. May Volmar.
Yes, tonight in closed session, the board took action to approve the following student matters. Stipulated expulsion case 24/25-67 on a motion made by Trustee Porras and seconded by Trustee Pierce. The motion carried 5-0. Stipulated expulsion case 24/25-71 on a motion made by Trustee Porras, seconded by Trustee Duran. The motion carried 5-0. And stipulated expulsion case 24/25-72 on a motion made by Trustee Porras, seconded by Trustee Duran. The motion carried 5-0.
Consent items, business services. There are 10 items in consent items, business services. Is there a motion to take these as a group or individually?
So moved as a group, Horace.
Is there a second?
Second, Pierce.
Any discussion? Hearing none, calls for the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. Consent items, educational services. There are 16 items in consent items, educational services. Is there a motion to take these as a group or individually? Thank you. Is there a second?
Second, Pierce.
Any discussion? Hearing none, calls for the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. Consent items, personnel services. There are none. Consent items, student support services. There are 3 items in consent items, student support services. Is there a motion to take these as a group or individually?
So moved, group.
Is there a second? Any discussion? Hearing none, calls for the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. Consent items, superintendent. There are 2 items in consent items, superintendent. Is there a motion to take these as a group or individually?
Group, Horace.
Is there a second? Any discussion? Hearing none, calls for the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. Personnel actions certificated. Dr. Hyde.
Thank you very much, President. Would like to announce we have one retirement in our certificated world, and that's Janine Wilkes Sandoval, who's retiring from Carrillo Ranch Elementary School after 26 years of service to Desert Sands. So congratulations, Janine.
Is there a motion?
Horace.
Is there a second?
Second, Duran.
Any discussion?
For your retirement.
I was privileged to teach with Jeannie back at Adams Elementary for many years before she moved over to Carrillo. She's a wonderful teacher who just really engages her students and has such a positive attitude and outlook. So I wish her a happy retirement with her family and her daughter. Thank you.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. Personnel actions classified. Dr. Hyde.
No retirements to announce at this meeting.
Is there a motion?
Motion, Porras.
Is there a second? Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. Suggestions for future agenda items that receive at least 3 votes. Oh, sorry. Yes, we did. Call out of closed session items.
All right, tonight in closed session, the board approved the appointment of the following individuals. Certificated Management Recommendation, Monica Rodriguez, Principal for Indio High School, and Classified Management Recommendation, Carlos Montel, Director of Nutrition Services. It was a unanimous vote with a motion passed by Trustee Porras and seconded by Trustee Alvarez.
Thank you. Suggestions for future agenda items that receive at least 3 votes. We have been asked by a community member to add a resolution titled Ensuring Qualified Aid Credentialing Student Safety and District-Wide Compliance with IDEA Personnel Standards and IEP Mandates as an item to a future agenda. Are there any comments or discussion?
I have a comment. We care deeply about our students, especially those with special needs. However, I'm not sure that a resolution would address the concerns listed. I would like to ask staff to review the resolution and determine which actions would ensure that we are meeting the needs of our students with disabilities. Okay.
I agree with that. I also want to add a little bit to it. Clearly, I think the importance of ensuring the safety of all of our students, especially our special needs kids, and ensuring that all of our staff is trained properly for the roles that they are assigned. I hear, as a mother, obviously what she's saying. I don't feel that a resolution is getting the outcome that is necessary. So to expand on what Ms. Porras said, I fully support the need to ensure that required trainings are completed. I believe it can be effectively addressed through a consistent audit process. Additionally, I believe that it's essentially that we regularly inform parents who is working with their children. Transparency is important. And obviously, it's our responsibility to comply with Ed Code for the benefit of all of our students. I think it's important for parents to know and understand that we do meet regularly as a board with our cabinet and superintendent and are provided a lot of this information, but maybe we need to be even extra thorough in getting that information to the board so we ensure that the concerns that are brought to us as a board from parents and community members are addressed. Okay. Would anyone like to add that to an agenda item? Okay. Ms. Pierce, do you have anything to add?
No, none tonight.
Mr. Alvarez? Okay. Ms. Porras?
I have nothing.
Mr. Duran?
The only thing I was thinking, because I see this fever pitch, but I was just wondering, do we have a record of the resolutions, and maybe could we, of all the ones that have ever been passed in the history of Desert Sands?
We can get you that.
Yeah, I'm just be curious. All right, thank you. I'd just be.
Announcement, the next regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Education is July 15th, 2025 in the District Education Center Boardroom, 47950 Dune Palms Road, La Quinta, California. We do not need to reconvene to close session, and this meeting is adjourned at 7:51 p.m.